What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Icy. My name is Splattercat. Happy to have you here today as we travel the wasteland looking for... What are we doing right now? We're looking for the Wolfpack. We have to meet Robert's friend and know more about the mercenaries who kidnapped our friends. I wanted to warn you, they're like renovating the apartment next to my house right now. I still have to work no matter what happens, and so unfortunately, if you hear any like sawing noises or hammering noises in the background, I apologize. There's nothing I can do about it. They've been like going on a building spree. It's like Bob the Builder next door or whatever. What's the name of the guy? Fix It Felix? Either way, they're over there right now wielding magic hammers or something and trying to repair the house because my neighbors just moved out. And so apparently they did a number over there. I don't know. I wouldn't figure you would need like bandsaws and like sledgehammers to fix the damage that somebody left behind. But apparently shit got rowdy over there. So I think the only thing we have left to do right now is to go towards this red push pin. I think we already raided that building right there. Let me take a look at, let's see here. I wanted to take a look at the entire map and get a feel for where we could go with all this. Wow, that's a really sort of large map. I think we're going to have trouble actually canvassing everything. We do need to hunt. Our food is a little bit poopy right now, so I wish that we could hunt, but I think I'm going to go for the storyline first, and then we'll worry about getting things to sustain us. Things to fill our victual bag. That's what I call the bag that I keep all my food in, is the victual bag. I like it. It's a fun word. You finally reached the place where Robert sent you. There's a little house with smoke coming out of the chimney. Alright, let's be careful. We don't want the guy to think we're a threat. Sorry about that. I got this big-ass package of, like, sticky notes, and it's been sitting on top of my computer now for, like, 10 years, and it just, like, slid off and went slap on top of my hand, and I'm just like, huh, weird. Nature, natural processes, gravity, erosion. And what if he's the real threat? We will overcome him with our numbers, and then we will explain to him that we're not here to bring death. This lady talks like an ancient Babylonian warrior. There's no need to be violent. We'll just tell him that we're here to ask some innocent questions. Don't worry, if I thought you were a threat, I would already be gone. Startled, you turn to find a tall man looking at you not too far from your group. Yeah, I can look at that guy right now and I can tell you he's gonna... That's like Northern Lion in 10 years. He's just an aged Northern Lion that hangs out in the wilderness, like snagging lions and just like tackling deer, just like, ah, and taking them out. Fang, I suppose. Correct. There's only one man who knows where I live, so Robert sent you here. I trust Robert. He's a good guy, and he would never send a bunch of killers to my door. But I need to ask you something. Why did Robert entrust you with such confidential knowledge? We traveled together. He's an old friend of mine. Nice. That means I can trust you. Well, at least a little. Now will you tell me why you're here? Well, we need answers to our questions, and Robert says you have those answers. Then ask. Let's not waste our time running around the true point of the conversation. Some of our friends were kidnapped by a group of 3 people. They had some incredibly high-tech equipment. 3 and well-equipped, huh? Well, as far as I know, there's only one mercenary group that fits this description. The Wolfpack. Ow! I feel like every time you say Wolfpack, there should be like an ow in the background. It's a qualifier. Like if I was part of a thing called the Wolfpack, you would have to be like ow in the background every single time you said the name. It's kind of like when you say Kumite in the Boondocks. They always have the wha-cha! Did you say the Kumite? Wha-cha! They're skilled, armed, and dangerous. 3 years ago, they started hanging around with some high-tech equipment that I'd never seen before in my life. Finding them is hard, but I could have something for you, something that will help you find them. In exchange for that, I'll need to ask you a favor. Alright, what does that mean? I've lived alone for the last 5 years, partly because I was able to do so, and partly because people usually don't like me. But now it's different. He's gonna ask... We're gonna have to be his body pillow, aren't we? My horse died because of a strange illness and I can't survive on my own anymore. What I'm asking for is kindness. I want to travel with you. Oh, that's so much better than being a human body pillow. I want to travel with you because without a horse, I will not survive alone for long. Alright, why us? As I said, Robert's friends are my friends. The guy is the only decent person I've met in my life that's still alive. I know how to live on the White Wasteland and I'll help you with all your mercenary issues, and most of all, alone I can't hope to survive much longer. I mean, you look like a goddamn badass. You look like the dude that trains the hero at the beginning of every RPG ever. Like every medieval D&D RPG, this guy looks like your adopted dad who taught you how to just like be a badass wizard and also fight people and stab people with sharp objects. So why not? He can come along. It's good to hear it. Now let's talk about the Wolfpack. Ow! And most importantly, how to find them. I should edit that in. That'd be hella funny. Oh man, it takes so long though. 1 year ago, I was at the junkyard, and they were there, dealing with a relic hunter that lives in the surrounding area. He likely knows more about them, but to find him, we need to ask the trader at the junkyard. She knows him and knows where to find him. I know it's not much, but it's a track, and we should follow it. Eventually, all the pieces will come together. We'll find the ones that you're looking for. It sounds like we're going to travel all around the Vale. It sounds like we know where to go. So, let's pack up and get on with our travels. Give me a couple minutes to grab my things and I'll be ready to go. While Fang goes into his house, Jerome comes near you to talk. Well, I don't know how much we can trust him, but Robert's friends are usually decent people. I mean, just look at me. Would you deny that I am the best old prick you've ever met? You know, I try to stay away from old prick as much as possible, so sure, I'm going to give you the win on that one. I'm going to give you the gold medal. Well, yes you are, the best on this frozen world. Goddamn right. Jerome chuckles and puts a hand on your shoulder. I feel like you should get some kind of, like, star on the Walk of Fame for being best prick. I don't know. In either case, even if you're just an asshole, or if you're just wonderfully and incredibly, like, genitally inclined. Either way, you should get some kind of star for it. Anyways, we'll keep an eye on him just to be sure. A few minutes later, you see Fang coming out of the house. Smoke no longer billows from the chimney. Packed up and ready to go. Fang's house fades into the distance behind you while your companions get to know the new guy. Hooray! We know a new guy. What are his skills? Let's go have a look at him. Oh, I don't want to talk right now. Hold on. I don't want to have, like, in-depth conversations until later. We'll figure that out in just a minute. So what do you do, sir? Ooh, you're good with a bow. This guy knows what's up. He's also pretty good in melee. This guy's going to be nice to have around in combat. I think he's going to be quite helpful. I like her red jacket. I don't know. I like red-colored things. Either way, though, everybody in this game seems to have pretty good fashion sense. All of our outfits look pretty badass. Although one thing that I've noticed from Skyrim is that if you strap furs to any armor, it just makes them automatically look better by default. So maybe that's what it is. I think we should probably go and hunt for a minute. Can we hunt? Can I not? Oh, there we go. Let's hunt. You are in a relatively open area of the forest where it is easy to walk around. Let's carefully scavenge. You see a deer in the distance. I'm going to shoot it. Pacow! Right in the side of the head, deer. Taken care of. A deer starts running away, heading towards a companion of yours with its head down, ready to strike with strength. That's actually a real thing. Like, deer are responsible for a lot of human deaths. Oh, I don't think people know that, but deer will stomp you out. Ooh, you kill the deer and take some meat. So we got 7 meat right there. Looks like we're picking... Why is he got, like, spider webs? Ew, his flesh is like spider webs. Brutal. We also got ourselves some more furs that we can maybe trade when we get back to town. That put our food back up to a satisfactory level. So where are we going now? Our next one is down there in that town. Well, I figure... I don't know how often you're allowed to scavenge places, because when we were up in this forest right here in the last episode, it wouldn't let us scavenge multiple times. Like, we weren't allowed to, like, hang out and hunt more. It's quite late and you're all ready to go to sleep when you see April coming to you. Hey, I'd like to talk to you for a minute, and I didn't click right there. That wasn't my fault. It skipped over whatever she was saying, so I apologize. I was going to read it, but it looks like it just jumped it for some reason. It's quite late, and you're... Oh, never mind. Hey, I'd like to talk to you... Oh, it's because this all loaded. It's all the same thing. Never mind, I thought it changed. Hey, I'd like to talk with you for a minute. It's about my husband. What's up? Well, I don't actually have much to say. It's just that I know Carlos. I know him very well, and I love him. But I'm not a fool. I can see how he can be annoying, always trying to have the last word in any discussion. Give him a chance. I beg you, try to see beyond his sarcasm and his stubbornness. He can be quite pleasant and a sensible person. Okay, that's fine with me. She pauses for a moment, unable to find the right words. Just remember that he's a much more tolerant and respectful man than he seems. I think he already likes you, at least a little. He won't admit that, not so soon, but if we're alive, it's thanks to you, and he knows that. I think I'm done. Good night, and thank you for listening to me. She smiles and walks away. You enter your tent and go to sleep. One of my best friends is a guy like Carlos, where he's always got to have, like, the last word. And sometimes you've got to overlook, this is just like old man advice with Splattercat, sometimes you got to overlook people's faults, because a lot of people, like, for example, when I first met the guy, he's one of my best friends now. When I first met him, though, I hated him. I couldn't stand him. He was just one of those dudes who was just like, he's always loudmouth, he's always running off at the hip, just kind of like, just being rowdy, and then he always has to have the last word. Once you get to know him a little bit better, you start to realize that he had like 7 siblings, and so the way, his entire life, the only way you got noticed at his house is if you were like that, because he had so many siblings and whatnot. And then once he gets to know you a little bit better, I'll admit, over the last 6 or 7 years, he's gotten better about it too. And plus, you'd be hard-pressed to find somebody who's a truer or more fierce friend. What does that mean? Oh, I didn't even... Okay, find a safe place. You found a safe place to sleep. Hooray! It's anticlimactic, but you know what? We made it. I think sometimes you got to overlook somebody's faults in favor of, you know, having a friend who's always got your back no matter what. I think there are certain character traits that will outweigh certain flaws, and sometimes you just got to give people a pass because they're good to have around, you know? Let's see if we can scavenge this place. We found an old farm. 4 hours sounds good. There was a collapse, and the path ahead is blocked by detritus. We can try and move rubble with our bare hands. It looks like we can have a shovel right there, or we can blow it up. Let's blow it up. I like explosives. Yeah, the explosion makes a path big enough to allow you to get through the debris. It looks like we got another thing of playing cards. We got 5 food, 2 fuel. It wasn't worth it. We just traded down. We just traded down. I gotta do this to recenter my camera because I still haven't figured out how you recenter the camera yet. I fiddled with it forever, and I'm really, really not sure how you recenter your camera. At least we picked up some food. That's all that I really care about because our food supply has been a little bit iffy over the last couple episodes. I'm gonna hit the gas station real fast. Let's quickly scavenge. The stairs are collapsed, preventing you from reaching the upper floor. We can use a rope and grapple if we wanted to. Let's do that. We brought it. We might as well. You managed to reach the upper floor. And so we get no food, but we get medical supplies, we get some fuel, and it looks like we got a lockpick, I think is what that is. So we'll take that real fast because I've been using a lot of lockpicks in this game, so I figure having it's probably a nice thing to keep around. Junkyard. So who were we looking for? We were looking for somebody, I don't know. You approach the trader in the junkyard square. She gently smiles when you come closer. Greetings, travelers. How may I help you? I have some questions. Sure. Feel free to ask. We can ask about... I'm searching for a relic hunter that's supposed to hang around the junkyard. And why would you know about him? Well, I need to do business with him. The man you're searching for is a business partner of mine. I won't put him in danger without a reason. I can tell you where to find him, but you'll have to do something for me. You know, to earn my trust. Well, what should we do? There's a guy who owes me a shit ton of bullets. Like, literally a shit ton. Now, since I'm sure he doesn't have all that ammo, I want him to die. Painfully, if at all possible. Wow, this just got real. You just want me to go out and murder somebody? You're kind of open about the fact that you're just like, go kill that dude. I'm like, do you need to shout it? We're in the middle of town right now. You guys have law enforcement or anything? Stop making that face. The guy's a prick. A real asshole who stole my stuff and killed some people I used to work with. You go after him, you kill him, and I'll tell you everything you need to know about the relic hunter. We have a deal? Yeah, we do. Cool. Bring me proof that you killed him. Just off his head and put it in a bag. Damn. You knew mounted on London Bridge? Jesus. I haven't forgot the bastard's face, so I want to remember it forever by having his head as a trophy. Yeah, it's a creepy thing to do, but I don't trust your word, so you'll have to do it. You can find him hanging around the garden. Ask for Bertrand. Jesus. Alright, well, let's buy some stuff. I think we could probably use some food here. What's food going to cost me? Oh, wow, food's actually kind of expensive. Okay. So we've got a whole bunch of trade goods in here somewhere, I think. Where are my trade goods at? I think we've got... oh, yeah, they were right here. I forgot about this little... It's been a while. Forgive me. It's been a while. So we've got binos. We've got a whole bunch of furs that aren't really actually that valuable. We've got some soap. And we've got some playing cards, which are worth 15. I don't know if we actually want the frying pans or whatever. Like, we can make a lot of money right now, and we would be able to stock up pretty well on things to keep us alive in the long term. Like, I could throw down some food right here. And it looks like she's got 10 food, so it'd be 180 out. That's actually our number. It'd be 80 out. And then on top of that, we'd be able to look through here. Ooh, there's a submachine gun. That might be nice to have, too. We could use some more explosives. I've used up all my explosives in the last couple episodes, and they actually seem to be a catch-all for if you've got a challenge that you don't think you can accomplish. They almost always give you the option to use explosives, and it seems to solve the issue nicely. So I'm thinking it's the way that the game allows you to buy your way out of a sticky situation if you need to, so it might be worth it. Nothing else on the list, though, so... What's the difference between these bows? A hunting bow and a crude bow? Okay, so I guess that one's like handcrafted, and that one's like one of the really cool ones you get like at the Sport Authority or whatever. Cool. Well, I don't want these to be all greenied out. I've only got 80 right there, so that's fine. The food's a little bit expensive, but we totally need it. It's 8 per, which kind of sucks because when we sell it, it's not worth like nearly as much. The fuel, I don't know. I don't think she wants fuel in the first place. It looks like we can sell some things. And she's actually given us a better price for food. I don't know if they patched it maybe, but it looks like she's given us a better price for food. For whatever reason, though, she won't take fuel, which is like the one expendable thing that I have. My medical supplies I'd like to keep because I don't want anybody to die. I don't know if there's permadeath in this game when you lose a character, and I'd rather not tempt it. So anyways, I could take the 160. That'll do the minus 80 right there. Take those 2 explosives. And then if she's got lockpicks, I'd like those. We already have a grapple, so I think we should be all right there. We got 1 grapple left and a rope, and it's not really degraded or anything like that. We've only got the 1 bow. It might be worth it to grab another weapon because we actually don't have... I don't know if you have to have enough weapons for like everybody that participates in combat in order to get things done. A crude bow might help. Just like another bow for somebody to wield while we're in battle. And I have 160 bullets right now. How many bullets do I have? 300. Okay. So I have 300 bullets. The trade is basically even right now. If I do that right there, I would have to shell out 76, which will put us down a little bit, but not too bad. What about the guns? What do you have? You have like a revolver. You've got a heavy pistol. And then you've got a normal pistol. Okay. Well, we have guns. And we have a lot of people who are good with bows. So I'm thinking a couple of extra bows might be a decent plan. Just in case. My bow skills are kind of just like, they aren't that good. So you can't really rely on that at all. But oh well, sometimes you just don't have the skills to pay the bills. It is what it is. That deal sounds okay to me. We've got enough food to last a while. We got like a new bow out of it. We got some explosives. We got rid of all of our trade skilling stuff. I do think that, I don't know if the binos are going to be like super useful later on, but it seems like it might be a useful object to just sell for right now. I've never seen anything else come up in a prompt so far that required binoculars. Meanwhile, well, I don't know. Sometime we might need to scout though. I'm a little bit worried about it. It might be worth it to buy some bear traps too. Yeah, get some bear traps. That might help out when we go hunting later on. So we got bear traps. I think we're looking pretty good right now. I'll probably get rid of the binos just to make a little bit more money and even us back out. And then we'll just hope that we find more later. There's a laboratory. You approach the laboratory, a building made of any kind of metal scrap with a surprisingly sturdy door guarded by 2 armed people. Well, that's good. I'm glad they haven't lost their arms in any accident. The inside of the laboratory is incredibly clean and well organized. There are various people working on objects of every kind. A thin old man approaches you with a kind smile. Hello, strangers. I'm Jacques. Is there anything I can do for you? We can trade? Oh, never mind. Go talk with our trader, Tracy. You can easily find her over there. She takes care of trading with outsiders like you. We can ask him questions about the leaders. We can ask him questions about the lab. Yeah, do you have a job? I like that one best because it probably pays money. Do you know anything about a job for people like us? Actually, there's something you could help us with. Some time ago we found a place full of metal scraps and old broken machines. It seems like a peculiar place. We're not talking about a simple warehouse or factory. It even had some underground levels, but they collapsed on themselves. Sadly, some mutants lived nearby, and whenever we tried to scavenge something, the noise attracted them, it attracted them, and we got attacked. For whatever reason, you ever, like, talk through a sentence, and midway through the sentence, you're like, that's not a word. My brain, for whatever reason, thought that attracted was not a real word, and I have no idea why, because clearly I know that that's a real word. But for some reason, my brain was like, hold up, I'm vetoing this sentence until I stare at this for a little while. Would you be interested in protecting me and my assistants while we take what we need from the place? I could pay you in bullets. Hell yeah, let's go. Count us in. Good, let me show you on your map where the place is. We'll meet there. Just remember to bring enough bullets. You'll get lots more of them anyways once I pay you. You're gonna try and rob me, aren't you? This dude's gonna try and rob me, I know it. So, we're looking for Bertrand, right? That was the name of the guy we're trying to hunt down? What is this place anyways? It's our home. My father built it more than 50 years ago and it became the home of many people. We rely on our knowledge of technology to restore ancient items to their former glory to create new ones by studying the relics. Probably some items that you've seen or probably some of the items that you have been made or repaired here. That's just because we have constant trade and we grant ourselves what we need to survive. Through constant trade, we grant ourselves what we need to survive. Okay, that sentence makes more sense now. I had to read it once or twice, and I read it wrong. That's why. So the guards at the gate. You approach the guards watching the square. They don't seem too eager to talk with a stranger. Greetings, stranger. What do you want? I have some questions. We're not here to answer your questions. Go bother somebody else. Okay, can I meet with the leaders? You can find Jacques. Okay, so never mind. We already talked with him. He gave us a job. Jacques wants us to go... So is that the guy that we have to kill? So we've got hostile mutants, which is the one with Jacques, which looks like it's right there. And then the other quest for us with the wolf pack is one of these. I think it's way over there. Okay. So we've got enough food for right now to where I think we can get away with sort of just like traipsing around for a bit. I wish that our food was a little bit higher, but I guess we can try and make this work. I wonder how you center this. Hey, boss, can I talk to you for a minute? Of course. I just wanted to have a chat with you in private. Okay, go on. Good. Jerome smiles at you. Don't worry, it's nothing bad. I just wanted to talk to you about the current situation. I'm old and I'm starting to feel it. Waking up is harder. Walking all day is harder. Jeez, even pissing is becoming harder. And I don't know how much longer I'll be around, especially if we keep running on the mantle, chasing dangerous people. I want you to be prepared for that day. The day that you're going to wake up and find me dead in my tent. I need you to be prepared. What happened? Why are you so gloomy? I'm getting old. I need to face reality. I don't expect you to fully understand. You're way younger. Anyways, I want to talk about our family and our task. We should discuss the whole situation. We have some nice people with us. Even that Fang, despite his silent attitude, seems to be a quite decent guy. The problem is that they must keep it together. You remember the last time Carlos and Mobolaji fought? It'll happen again. Decide how to handle such matters and do so as soon as possible. You can't always be friendly and you can't always be a jerk. If you want to be a good leader, you need to know them and how to deal with them. The last thing we want is infighting. Well, thanks for the advice. You're welcome. You know you can count on me. Jerome puts a hand on your shoulder without ceasing to smile. Come on, the road ahead of us is quite long. Jerome turns away and leaves you alone. Let me get recentered here. There we go. I have no idea how you center the camera. I need to go and look at the keybinds. I'll probably do it after this episode real fast and see if there's a way to do it. There are raiders. You are in an open space. You can attack enemies or you can leave. We can ambush them. We can. They've got guns and stuff, so I'm a little bit... something could go wrong here. We could attack from a distance or we could ambush them. Yikes, I don't know how this is going to go. They only have 150 HP. I bet we'll be okay. Let's ambush them. And so we'll engage in a melee fight. Oh, wow. We wrecked those dudes. Those dudes had a bad day. Half your meter is gone, dude. All you have in this world is this meter right now. You should just give me your stuff. You get pushed away from the front line and two enemies move towards you. I would say shoot them down. You successfully shoot the enemies down. Yeah, give me some time to blow the man down. I read what that saying actually meant. Blowing the man down is like when they would leave port, sailors. So this is actually kind of a messed up story. When sailors would leave ports on these little ships, there was ships they would use for transport in between locations that were really, really fast. And the crews on these ships were often abused by the officers that like ran the ship. And so anyways, blowing the man down is an old-fashioned word for saying you're going to go beat your sailors as soon as... Essentially, the second that you're out of eyeshot of the Port Authority, you're going to beat your sailors into submission so that they do what you tell them to do. That's a I figure there must have been sociopaths and killers like everywhere back in the old days when there was like no real law enforcement, no real bounty hunters or anything like that. It was just kind of like whatever law you had was the law you could enforce within your gates, but outside of that, it was just utter chaos. Must have been so easy to be a bandit back then. Let's go and... I'm going to use firearms, I guess. Bucka, 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 and we take him out. You killed every enemy. The fight is over. Although it did use up 10 of our bullets. We don't get anything? Oh, well then, if there's no benefit to fighting, I may never do that again. We killed all those guys and we got no loot, huh? The only reason I fought him is because I thought we would get some loot, so... I guess I probably won't make that mistake again. We'll probably just try and escape next time. You reach your destination and see people waiting for you. You're finally here. Good. We're ready to begin. This is the place. We have some spare parts we can use to create some defenses before we start to break down the door. Sadly, it's a metal door, so prepare to cover your ears when we start it, as it will really get noisy as we open it. We can fortify the external perimeter, fortify the building, build some traps, and assemble a small watchtower to help us spot the mutants. We'll follow your lead. Just tell us which task you want to get started on first. So... we need to fortify the walls on the outside, so let's do that. You spend some time and materials fortifying the holes in the walls surrounding the building. Let's hope that they hold. We still have enough parts to build some more defenses. Just tell us what you want done. I would say, so what we want to do here is the watchtower would be nice, but fortifying the walls is actually a pretty major thing. If you fortify the exterior walls and then you fortify the building as well, that means that you've got two locations, so you can fight from the walls at first, and when those get overtaken, you can retreat back into the building and fight from there. It gives you both a main plan and a backup plan, and so technically I'd like to do that. Let's fortify the building too. You spend some time and materials fortifying the building. The locked door that needs your attention is now protected. We still have enough parts to build some more defenses. Just tell us what you want done. I think I'll make some traps first after that. The watchtower, meh. We could just put a watch on the wall on each side and just hope that they see it coming. I mean, we're in the middle of a white wasteland. You would assume you'd be able to see an intruder coming. You spend time and materials laying traps on the ground around the building. They are sure to take out some mutants. Well, we still have enough parts to build some more... Really? You can build everything? Oh. Or can you fortify multiple times? I guess fortify the walls again. How many times can you do this? I guess you can fortify... We don't have time to do the watchtower now, I guess. I guess prepare some more traps? I don't know. Alright, we're done. There's nothing more we can build or reinforce with our current resources. What we've done will have to suffice. We'll now start trying to break the door's lock. Protect us until the mutants retreat. They're easy to scare. The man and his 2 helpers start working on the lock. Their tool is really loud and it seems to take forever to pierce through the door. After a few minutes, you spot some figures in the distance. Mutants. There's a large group coming towards the building, and you have no choice but to face them. We're out of time for right now. I love leaving you guys with these cliffhangers. I don't know. Just the utter despair in the comments whenever I leave you guys with a cliffhanger. It brings a smile to my face. I'm a fan of the cliffhanger. The cliffhanger is nice because then you're like, when I watch LPs, I'll be like, oh, well, now I have to watch the next video. And so that's... I always like it when my LPers leave it like that because then I remind myself internally. I'd be like, oh, yeah, that thing happened, and then I got to watch that while I eat dinner or something. Either way, I'll see you guys next time. This is Icy. Check it out down below in the description if you wanted to get the game. Hi, do, everybody.